evening. Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy to see you all here. Please feel free to get more of the delicious treats and coffee and anything else that you like throughout the evening. My name is Jeannie Hay, and I'm the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences here at UNE, and I am very honored to be your Mistress of Ceremonies for this very special evening, one of my favorites of the year. I'd also like to say that I'm doing stand-in for President Danielle Rippich, as well as Provost James Coble, neither of whom is able to be here tonight, but they send their best wishes, and I know that they share their most heartfelt congratulations to all the students being honored tonight, along with me and everybody else. So, and I'm glad that the weather cleared up just for us. Time for us to come into a windowless room. It's perfect, very Maine. So I just want to begin very shortly by saying that tonight is a recognition of extraordinary achievement in the area of academics, research, service, athletics, global citizenship, and much more. And it's really some of the achievements that we're going to hear about tonight, but many, many more that we won't have time to talk about are represented among our seniors here tonight and others. It's truly extraordinary. And I know that it's fair to say that it takes much, much more than a village to raise a successful college graduate. It takes a family, it takes a community, and it takes a university. And so everybody who's here tonight and many more who aren't here are part of the success that we're going to celebrate tonight. And to that end, I'd like to recognize all those supporting players. So as I mention your category, please stand. And I'm going to try to get everybody in that is part of the success of the students that we have here. And I'm going to begin with the parents. So parents, please stand, because everybody... No, stay standing, stay standing. We're going to make this this is going to be an additive endeavor. So please stay standing. But, and we won't have time for applause for everybody, but, you know, I think it's often not until we become parents ourselves that we fully realize what it takes to be a parent and how much we influence our children's lives. And I know your children are so happy to have your support. And we at UNE just cannot thank you enough for sending your child here, for trusting us with his or her care and education, and for being here tonight. But parents are just the start. So I'd also like to ask other family members to please stand. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings, nieces, nephews, children. I'd like to ask friends to stand, and that may be many of the friends, partners, spouses, significant others, girlfriends, boyfriends, the crush from across the hall, neighbors, and any teachers from high school or anything else who may be here today, any pets here. Next, I would like to ask any university staff to stand. The staff are often the unsung heroes of the university experience, and I'm so glad just the fact that we have so many of them here, I think, is really remarkable. I'd also like to ask any faculty or any academic advisors or research advisors. And then finally, of course, I'd like to ask the UNE faculty to please stand. They are the heart of what we do here at UNE. And finally, I would like to welcome, oh no, I see a few people sitting. Whom have I forgotten? Oh, the students, right. The people being rewarded. I mean, you had something to do with this as well, so please feel free to stand if you're up for it. And I finally want to recognize, and I'll say hello to them here, we have people from across the country and around the world, and especially at our campus in Tangier, Morocco, with us tonight. So please, wherever you are, in whatever time zone, please stand. And now can I say thank you to this village, university, and community that has brought these students here. Now you may sit. Thank you. And now to the students. Just please savor this moment, and not just this one, but the ones coming over the next couple of weeks, and in fact, some that we've had in the last few days. Savor this moment to recognize and to celebrate your extraordinary success. You are part of an elite who have achieved recognition for your efforts because you've worked so hard, you've succeeded, and you deserve to spend time celebrating that. We in the room, whether it's your families, your friends, your teachers, your advisors, we are so proud of you. Our hearts could burst, and we can't bear to see you leave, but at the same time, we're so thrilled at what comes ahead for you because we know it's amazingly exciting. So let me just take this moment to give you my congratulations, but I know everybody in the room shares that. So thank you. And now we will get started. So let me introduce from the College of Health Professions, Bernice Mills. Thank you.
We have a little leak up here, so.
Our plant is having an accident.
Well, good evening. My name is Bernice Mills, and I'm the Assistant Dean for Student and Clinical Affairs for the Westbrook College of Health Professions. And on behalf of the Dean's Office, I want to congratulate each and every one of you that are here tonight being honored and recognized by your nomination, which shows your hard work and your dedication as students and faculty. And to echo what Dean Hayes said, congratulations to the families and everyone who supported you over these last years. The time goes by so fast, so I'm sure that you're thinking that you, and I know we have some freshmen here, but those that are graduating in just a few weeks, I'm sure it seems to you like you just started, so congratulations. It is my honor to invite Amy Hale, the Senior Director for Advancement Operations, to the podium to tell us about the Alumni Scholarship Awards. If you are looking for more information about the scholarship opportunity, it's found on page 7 in your program. Amy?
Thank you, Bunny. Good evening. As Bunny said, I am Amy Hale, and I am the Senior Director of Advancement Operations, and it's truly an honor to be here with you all tonight, listening to Dean Hayes speak about and recognize all of the folks that got you to this point. If you're nervous that maybe after this point there will be no more connections, no more network, no more support, that is not true. There is 25,000 alumni throughout the globe, UNE alumni, who are now part of your network and part of your connections. And so when you're thinking about those people who are supporting you, in your head, think of 25,000 other folks who are standing up to support you as well. And part of our work in the Institutional Advancement Office is to make sure everyone, all of those 25,000 folks, stay connected to UNE and connected to one another. We do this through social media, through mailings, through events across the country, as well as on campus. We also work with 33 wonderful alumni volunteers of the UNE St. Francis Alumni Council, representing the classes 1964 through 2017 with Liz Leiden as a student representative. These alumni share information about UNE and what they learn at their meetings with their classmates, and then they in turn connect back with us to let us know the best ways to connect with their fellow alumni. We also, in the Advancement Office, ask for support for the annual fund and the UNE Moving Forward campaign. Donations to the annual fund from alumni, parents, faculty, staff, and friends of the university go to work immediately on all of our campuses to support you, our students. This includes funds that support the Alumni Council Essay Scholarship Contest that we are here to celebrate tonight. And at this time, I would like to invite two members of the Alumni Council, Debbie Jackson-Comich, class of '81, and Joe Valenza, class of '68, to present this year's Alumni Council Essay Scholarship Awards.
Okay, I'm a little vertically challenged, sorry. So good evening, my name is Debbie Jackson-Comich, and I had the pleasure of graduating from both UNE and St. Francis College in 1981, and my fellow council member, Joe Valenza, who graduated in '68. This evening, we are here to announce the winners of the UNE St. Francis Alumni Council Scholarship Essay Contest. In addition to other eligibility requirements, applicants needed to submit an essay that was at least 1,200 words on the following topic. Much discussion has occurred regarding the influence and impact of various types of social media in shaping society's views. As a student at the University of New England, please discuss the negative and positive aspects of social media has played in developing your personal views. So with 44 resumes, it felt like, reading, it was a difficult decision. The following students' essays were selected based on presentation, content, focus, creativity, and research. When your name is called, please come to receive your certificate and then stay up here for a group photo. So the winners are the first award recipient receiving $5,000 scholarship, Demetrius Lloyd Jones, class of 2020, The Dropping of the Torch. Congratulations. The second award recipient will receive a $4,000 scholarship, Jacqueline Parent, class of 2018, When Gen Z and the Social Media Collide. The third recipient will receive a $3,000 scholarship, Hannah Schwarnard, class of 2020, The Third Parent Influence of Social Media. The fourth award recipient will receive a $2,000 scholarship, Olivia Hopkins, 2020, Is Social Media for You? And our fifth recipient will receive a $1,000 scholarship, Kyle Stillen, class of 2018, More Than Casual, Social Media and Its Influences on Modern Society. Unfortunately, Kyle couldn't be with us tonight, but we'll still give him a round of applause. I'd like to say congratulations to all the winners, and I encourage all first year and sophomores to apply next year for our scholarship. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy, and congratulations to the Alumni Scholarship Award recipients. I am proud to introduce you to the range of national and international honor societies and organizations into which the University of New England students have been inducted. Looking at the listings in your program, You will see that our students are well represented in these organizations, which select only the strongest academic performers in their respective disciplines. We are pleased to be affiliated with these societies and honor overall academic achievement as well as disciplines including scholar athletes, history, occupational therapy, and psychology. In addition, the University of New England is pleased to honor students by nominating them for selection in the nationally published Who's Who Among Students in American Universities and Colleges. The names of student inductees for all of these organizations are listed in your program, and they're an impressive list indeed. I would ask that all students who are honored members to please stand and be recognized. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. We now move to the department awards. And I'd like the first group of award presenters to start to move up to the front, please. So I'm delighted to announce that we're going now to recognize the outstanding students in each of the College of Arts and Sciences academic departments. And as the Dean of the college, I know that we are seeing here tonight the absolute best of the best. Please note that the awards for the undergraduate students in our Westbrook College of Health Professions programs will be announced at their pinning and awards ceremonies later this month. So they're not forgotten. So I would like to begin by inviting Stephen Burt, Chair of the Department of Arts, to come to the podium to present our first award this evening.
Hi, now that I have a captive audience, I'm going to begin this ceremonies with how I begin every class with a poem, or an excerpt from a poem, in this case by Ross Gay, from his catalog of unabashed gratitude. Friends, will you bear with me today, for I have awakened from a dream in which a robin made with its shabby wings a kind of veil, behind which it shimmied and stomped something from the south of Spain, its breast aflare, looking me dead in the eye from the branch that grew into my window, coochie cooing my chin, the bird shuffling its little talons left, then right, while the leaves bristled against the plaster wall, two of them drifting onto my blanket, while the bird opened and closed its wings like a matador giving up on murder. Jutting its beak, turning a circle, and flashing again the ruddy bombast of its breast, by which I knew upon waking it was telling me, in no uncertain terms, to bellow forth the tubas and sousaphones, the whole rusty brass band of gratitude, not quite dormant in my belly. It said so in a human voice, bellow forth, and who among us could ignore such odd and precise counsel? Ross Gay could have said, I had a weird dream about a robin. Instead, he crafted words in such a way to give us a gift of contagious gratitude. And if we're sitting here tonight, we should be feeling that. A sharing of the good fortunes of life that we, through the arts, can experience. With over 450 students taking arts and music classes at UNE a semester, a student must work hard, ask questions, embrace ambiguity, and celebrate curiosity to stand out. This year's outstanding student in the arts has brought enthusiasm and hard work, our first dual major, a BS in medical biology and a BA in art and design media. So I'd like to invite Haley Genoa to come up and accept her award. You don't know how hard she worked for this.
Thank you. Stephen Burt never misses an opportunity to inject more arts into our lives. Next, I'd like to welcome Dr. Stina Brown, Chair of the Department of Biology.
Thank you, Dean Hay. Good evening. I would invite Mr. Dylan Turner and Ms. Tori Dennis to join me up here while I read remarks. Dylan is receiving the Aquaculture and Aquarium Science Major Student of the Year Award. As he comes up, I'll let you know that Dylan has shown a wonderful passion for knowledge since he joined us at the University of New England as a first-year student. He began his first research project in November of his first year, looking at the possibility of digesting kelp into single cells using bacteria, and then to use those single kelp cells to feed zooplankton. He's moved on to other projects since that time, working on the culture of waved whelks, pigments in corals, a light frequency tester to optimize phytoplankton growth, and remineralization in the aquaponics system. He has presented at 2 national, international level conferences, both of them meetings of the aquatic animal life support operators, also known as ALSO, and successfully tested to a level 2 certification through that organization as an aquatic life support operator. In other words, qualified to work in almost any aquarium that you might find around the world. He's won funding through 2 UNE Innovation Challenges for his entrepreneurial ideas, and this fall he will start as a master's program student here at UNE to further his work on aquaponics. Congratulations, Dylan. And Tori Dennis is receiving the award from the biology department as Medical Biology Major Student of the Year. Tori is a med bio major, as I said, with a creative arts minor. She's been an outstanding student throughout her academic career. She's been active in research in the neurobiology labs since her junior year, working with Dr. Lele in the biology department and Dr. Ian Meng in the College of Medicine. She was awarded a SURE Fellowship in the summer of 2016 and presented her research results on dry eye disease at the Cass Undergraduate Research Symposium this past fall. She worked as a mentor in the UNE College Community Mentoring Program and was also awarded a ULEAD scholarship and was selected as a member of Alpha Chi National Honor Society. Tori's obtained significant clinical experience through work at regional healthcare facilities and has also really impressed her faculty in the biology department in particular. One of my colleagues notes that she really regards Tori's high intelligence and motivation as a great value in the classroom, and that she's got incredible analytical skills in dissecting complex research papers and does it enthusiastically. So reading primary literature research papers enthusiastically and enjoying the application of her analytical skills and bringing those talents to the classroom and enriching the experience for all involved. Congratulations, Tori.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Next, I'm going to introduce a terrific triumvirate from our Department of Business, Communications, and Athletic Training and, Sports and Recreation Management. Joe Hobrocken, Tom Leach, and Rick LaRue. Right? Why are you saying no to me? Yeah, because I messed up. I apologize. Sport and Recreation Management. Come on up.
Hello, UNE. I'm Joe Hobrock, and I have the honor tonight of introducing you to the outstanding graduate in communications, Melissa DeStefano. You want to come up, Melissa, while I talk about you? So, So Melissa has, exhibited all the traits that you would want in an outstanding graduate. Extremely high GPA. She did a very successful, fantastic internship at Sunday River Television. She's worked with UNE Admissions and Nibmore Incorporated as a social media strategist. So she's been practicing what she learned in the classroom. She's a leader, and she's also a member of, I'm not going to read them all, I think there are 10 different clubs and organizations. Alpha Chi National Honor Society, ULEAD Leader Scholars, and the Environmental Council. Who can argue with that, right? So, I'm proud. And here you go. There's more. Okay, pose.
Good evening. I am so happy to be here because this is such a great event for everybody. And I'd like to invite Victoria McWork to come on up. I'm so happy to introduce Victoria to you as the Student of the Year in the Business Department. She's a member of Alpha Chi and Phi Theta Kappa honorary societies. She has a GPA of 3.98. But who gave her the A minus? Come on. When I asked her what her most fond memory is of her time at UNE, I was pleased to hear that she just highly valued her volunteering with the College Community Mentoring Program, where she mentored a student over at the Saco Middle School in the areas of healthy social skills development, grades and academic importance, and positive self-image. Another fond memory is working in marketing. She had 2 internships at Abirto Networks in Elliott, where she worked on various marketing activities, but impressively with top state-of-the-art marketing automation software, HubSpot and Salesforce. So I am so happy and excited to give Victoria our Student of the Year award.
I've already invited Ms. Capoys to come to the podium. My name is Rick LaRue, and I'm absolutely ecstatic to be able to actually award 2 different plaques to our students who've done extraordinary work over the 4 years. One of those individuals is in Minnesota. Her grandmother is not doing well, and she chose to go there and is missing this. But Sydney Helmbredt is one of our 2 outstanding students in the Department of Business in the department program known as Sport and Recreation Management. Ms. Capoys, who stands to my left and your right, displays some incredible characteristics. She is a sport and recreation management major, which would make me fond of her already. But in addition to that, she's an education minor and a business minor. She is a dedicated student, earning Dean's List, not the list I was on in college, but Dean's List. I was a summa cum lately. She's going to be a summa cum laude. So, Dean's List recognition every semester since she's been here, and I doubt that it'll change this last semester. She's been active as a student senator in the undergraduate student government program. But in addition to that, Ms. Capoys has enrolled in the Department of Business as a U.S. and represented the Department of Business as a student senator. Most recently, she has served as a student leader in the role of the USG president. I think she was highly recognized at our ceremony 2 days ago. In this role, she's been active as a student leader and also as a member of our university presidential search committee. So if we don't like this president, no, I'm sorry. She was on that committee. It's not often that a university student gets appointed to that type of a committee. In the fall, she was selected as an outstanding future professional representing the Maine Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance at the Eastern District Conference of Shape America. And Jessica has also been involved in event operations in the UNE athletic department, and she has served on the sporting event staff at Scarborough High School. The Department of Business is pleased to award Ms. Jessica Compoise with the 2017 Sport, Recreation, and Management Department's Recognition Award.
I'm pleased to welcome the Chair of the Department of Chemistry and Physics, Dr. John Stubbs.
So, thank you, Dean Hay. So our Department of Chemistry and Physics outstanding student for 2017 is a biochemistry major as well as a English minor. I don't know if you're up there now, but Molly Wright, if you could join me please on stage. So Molly is an asset to every class that she's been in. Her instructors praise her initiative, her reliability, and the positiveness she brings. She has an outstanding grade point average. And beyond the classroom and academics, Molly is a regular contributor and very much a volunteer and part of the department, always willing to help out at accepted student days, open houses, anytime we have events. Molly's more than up for it and does a great job. Molly's also been very active in undergraduate research, working with several different researchers, and including Professor Kierstead and Javodzinski, on initiating a new project. Molly has also spent considerable time and effort working with the chemistry club, working on outreach programs and various things around campus. Actually served as president for this last year, and was instrumental in our student chapter of the American Chemical Society being awarded national recognition as an outstanding student chapter, winning an additional Green Chemistry Award for the environmental consciousness of the program. So it's a pleasure to award this, and you're very deserving. So Molly, congratulations.
Thank you. Next, I welcome Dr. Lane Clark, Chair of the Department of Education.
Good afternoon. Our presentation, or our award, goes to Emily Vassar, and I'm going to ask Emily to start walking up here, and you're going to find out why she needs a little extra time. Instead of telling you all the wonderful things that define Emily, I asked her cooperating teacher. In education, our final culminating experience is student teaching. So I asked her cooperating teacher, Megan Schrader, to share a story about Emily. So I'm going to, and these are Megan's words, so the I is actually her in the story. So she says, in trying to come up with an antidote that captures Emily's student teaching experience, some might expect me to start with the frantic text I got on a Sunday evening. Megan, don't freak out, but I'm in the emergency room. I might need surgery, but I'll be in school tomorrow. Certainly, this text was the beginning of an interesting teaching experience, but Emily's injury, surgery, recovery never once defined or limited her student teaching experience. Her text confirmed everything I knew about Emily. She was professional, she was determined, and she was committed to our students. Having taught Emily as an adjunct instructor, I already knew her to be a dedicated student. Becoming her cooperating teacher during her internship allowed me to see her as more. Emily is creative, reflective, compassionate, organized, and efficient. In 30 seconds or less, which is the assignment I gave to Megan, and in one anecdote, I can't possibly convey all the talents and qualities that make Emily worthy of this award. Although Emily has been my student and my mentee, this is not how I see her. I see Emily as a champion for students. I see her as a colleague, a co-teacher, and a friend. But hold on, I gotta say my little story too, because that was Megan's. My story is Emily got to travel with me to Ireland as part of a class we were in. Actually, I wasn't in the class, I taught it. She was in a class. So it was our first day in Ireland, and we were operating on no sleep, tremendous jet lag. Since touching down in Shannon, I had dragged the students from site to site to keep them awake and learn about this new country. We made it to dinner, and at this point, our bodies were desperate for sleep. After dinner, I suggested a hike out to the ruins of an old church. Most of the students could barely keep their heads off the table, but Emily had her coat and shoes on before I even finished my sentence. So we climbed stone walls, we leapt over small streams, we pulled ourselves on top of a vine-covered ruin to watch the sunset over Galway Bay, which probably wasn't a good idea. That was a little treacherous. But Emily, the point is, Emily never shied away from a challenge, and she was always pushing herself to learn as much as she could and pushing past boundaries. Whether it was in the classroom where she pushed herself to produce high-quality work, double major, engage in new experiences, Emily was always the first to volunteer, to lead the group, to take on responsibilities. I know that Emily will continue to climb to the top, and I'm glad I got to travel some of the way with her while she was at UNE. Congratulations, Emily.
Thank you. Next, I welcome from our Department of English, our Department Chair, Dr. Susan McHugh.
Thank you, Jeannie, and thank you all. I would be remiss in my duties as the chair of the Department of English if I did not begin with giving a shout out to Kyle Sillen, who is one of the recipients of the Alumni Scholarship Essay Contest Awards. And I'm especially remiss if I don't say that, in part because this year's winner of the Outstanding Student Award in English is last year's winner of the Alumni Scholarship $5,000 Award. Calvin McKinnon, will you please join me up here on the podium? I feel especially lucky to be chair of the English department, in part because all of our students are incredibly multi-talented people. We don't have a single student who's just an English major, and Calvin is absolutely no exception in that respect. In addition to completing all the requirements for the major in English, he will be earning a minor in philosophy as well as a minor in mathematics when he graduates this spring. Amazing. So it becomes really difficult for us as faculty in English to choose from among these many wonderful students that we always have each year. So this year, as in every year, we had to limit ourselves to considering students' academic performance. That's our standard for choosing the outstanding student each year. And in Calvin's case, the comments that I got back again and again in the email exchanges with my colleagues as we're making this heartbreaking decision every year, in this case came back with the same comment from every single person. Calvin's academic performance can be summed up in the sentence, he always pushes himself, and it's never for the grade. It's never for any accolade. He's genuinely intellectually curious relentlessly. And my little story about that is in my very first class with him, this mathematics major kept coming to my office and asking question after question after question because he really wanted to know how he could push himself further in his writing, how he could push himself further in his textual interpretation. And eventually I just said, stop, you're not a mathematics major, you're an English major. Here, sign this form. And fortunately he did. So I hope you all will join me in congratulating Calvin.
Congratulations. Next, we'll have a representative, Dr. Noah Perlett from our Department of Environmental Studies.
Hi, good evening. I am so proud to be up here to give our award today to Jeremy Lessard. Jeremy is amazing. Please come stand up next to me. So, Jeremy transferred here as a sophomore, and he came into my office. I've got a little tiny office, and he sat down in this comfy chair, and Jeremy and I sat down, and the second he sat down, I was like, I like this guy. The vibe that he had out about his interests and why he was here. He told me this amazing story about being an athlete in Vermont, having this incredibly traumatic injury, and just changing his worldview and where he was headed. From that, we are so lucky he came to UNE, he came to the Department of Environmental Studies, he's an environmental science major, and I don't know what we're gonna do without him when he graduates. This is the kind of kid that will do everything from diving head deep into a marsh to find plants or critters. He's also the kind of student that you call and say, Jeremy, I need help figuring out this technological problem. He puts down what he's doing and he's there to help. He's been incredibly useful in so many research projects, including the most famous, important project in the entire university, the squirrelologists. Absolutely. But most important, I want to share one really short story from last summer. Jeremy had an internship with an environmental consulting firm in Massachusetts. And over that summer, I got a couple texts from him about some critters that he had saw that were cool, or some turtles and things, and that was great. But then later in the summer, he sent an email to a group of faculty in our department saying all of the connections that he had made this summer with his curriculum and the things that he was doing as an environmental consultant. And Jeremy was doing this purely for the scholastic interest of connecting everything he was learning at UNE with the real life work that he was doing out in the field. And it was the most incredible email that we spent a half hour pulling it apart at a department meeting because we were all so proud of him. So with that, I'm so very proud. Thank you for being here, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Clearly, my comments about the nice weather undid us. Hopefully the rain will stop by the time we go out. So Dr. Perlett's office may be very small, but I've been in that chair, and it is incredibly comfy. So I'm not surprised that you get a lot of students to stick around. So with that, I'd like to welcome Dr. Eric Zilo from our Department of History and Philosophy.
So it is my pleasure to give 3 awards tonight because one of my colleagues was unable to be here. We start off with the award for distinction in history. Unlike environmental studies, as historians we seldom dive headfirst into swamps. At times archival documents can be as dirty as that, but nevertheless we're a little bit more civilized. Our winner this year, Jasmine Ireland, has distinguished herself by diving into archival documents and taking a leading role in the development of a museum exhibit on World War II war letters. My own personal experience with her, however, is her willingness to dive into historical texts and arguments. She is currently working with me as a directed study student, which means that each week she has to write a paper. Yes, every week she has to write a paper. And then she has to come into my office, and for 80 minutes she has to defend that paper and deal with the nuanced arguments that she has engaged with, inevitably with me demanding, and what else? Repeatedly. It has been an absolute pleasure. Jasmine is an Army reservist working on becoming a veterinary surgeon. She will be magnificent in that role, as she is magnificent in history. Congratulations. All right, as I mentioned, my colleague David Smith was called away at the last minute, so I'm a bit on the back foot with our outstanding student in philosophy this year, Christina Mendola. If Christina could come up. What I can say is that success in philosophy comes from a willingness to engage with complicated arguments and nuance, and an ability to express that in writing and in oral argumentation. When I tasked the philosophers with coming up with their winner this year, they engaged in what turned out to be a 3-day Socratic dialogue, debating who the winner would be. And it is a mark of extreme distinction that Christina emerged on top of that. Congratulations. And the final award that I have to give tonight is for Mary Ellen Travers. It's the Liberal Studies Award. Liberal Studies is an interdisciplinary program for students who are interested in a variety of different things and who are interested in the interconnections and different ways of asking questions within the humanities. It is a discipline that rewards those who are able to see connections that others do not see, and it celebrates people who are interested in a variety of different arguments and different ways of asking questions and so forth. I have the distinct privilege of teaching the capstone seminar, and it is the most remarkable capstone group that I think we've ever had at UNE. Each week they come in, we talk about their capstone research, we debate the merits of the different arguments they have, and each and every week, Mary Ellen, or Emmy, it took me ages to figure out why her name was abbreviated Emmy. You would have thought that I would have figured that M-E and M-E, and it would have made sense, but nevertheless. Each week, Emmy comes in, and she sees connections that others do not see. She comments on the work that her peers are doing and provides remarkable, deep, nuanced, thoughtful commentary that will help them improve their work, and which has improved their work over the course of the term, as I'm sure that all of them can attest. And best of all, from my perspective, she is able to relate classes that she's taken across the entire 4 years that she's been here to those papers that she's reading on topics as disparate as suffering and tourism and the most complicated novels of the 20th century and more besides. It really is astonishing the level of complexity and nuance that she draws together, and so it is an honor to give her our Liberal Studies Award this year.
Congratulations. So we're halfway through the alphabet. In the M's, from the Department of Marine Sciences, Dr. Barry Costa-Pierce.
Well, it's been an amazing year in marine sciences. Can you imagine having your Marine Science Center named for a philanthropist, the Arthur P. Gerard Marine Science Center? We got 2 new boats, thanks to the dean, and our own island. How about that? I have 4 awards to give tonight. It was a tie in our diverse program, so I'd like to call up Cameron Hodgson and Michelle Dufont for the Academic Excellence Awards in Marine Biology. So Cameron just defended his honors thesis. He was grilled by his double major committee in mathematics and marine science. He did quite an amazing honors thesis on the endangered short-nosed sturgeon in the Saco Bay estuary. And during this time, he received 3 fellowships, a NASA fellowship, and 2 summer undergraduate research experience fellowships. So Cam, the Silikowski Lab in Marine Sciences are very proud of you for your work. Thank you. So the other Academic Excellence Award in Marine Biology is to Michelle Dufant. So a lot of our students start doing research right in their freshman year, and Michelle is one of these incredible people. She started doing research with Dr. Carrie Byron on food web modeling, and then with Drs. Zach Olson and Catherine Ono. Most of her work was on what did gray seals eat and their diet, and so she's not only capable of doing that, she also did a bunch of courses in marine affairs, so she's very competent in marine management, marine policy, and the human dimensions of the coast. She loves us so much at UNE, she's staying on for that next year in our new 4+1 program to do her master's degree in marine biology. Michelle, congratulations. Going right along with our next Academic Excellence Award in Marine Affairs is Erica Sawicki. Erica is a double major in Marine Affairs and Environmental Sciences and has a minor in philosophy. You really want to have her life where she's going. She is the captain of the Nor'easter volleyball team, a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, the Outing Club, and most important, she's an amazing scuba diver. She's such an accomplished scuba diver that she received the American Academy of Underwater Sciences internship this summer, where she's going to go to, drum roll, Bonaire. Congratulations, Erica. And the last award is the Academic Excellence in Oceanography. Please, Angel Waters, join us. Okay, so Angel is another one of these incredible students who starting to do research right in the beginning of her freshman year. And she works with one of our scientists, Joe Kunkel, who's for years been studying lobster shell disease. And her skills are just incredible. She's a UNE cross-country runner, and during that time, she basically moved to a lab completely in her freshman year in the Shetland Islands to do the Shetland Island Marine Science Station there to continue her work on ion probes and what's happening with our lobsters. And she continued running there. She came back and is working now in both the osteopathic medicine labs as well as the marine labs and working on calcium flux in blue mussels. Congratulations, Erica. And the last award tonight is for Angel Waters. I'm sorry. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, we can clap. Yes. Thank you.
So many marine scientists to recognize, we just can't keep them all in our head. Really, I think the amount of accomplishments and achievements and promise that we've seen already is just mind-boggling, and there's more to come. So with that, let me welcome the chair of the Department of Mathematical Sciences, Applied Mathematics, Mike Archero. Thank you.
Good evening. Well, it is my distinct pleasure to award the 2016-17 Outstanding Mathematics Student Award to Abby Durant. And I saw her. Very good. Well, Abby's an applied math major, and she's also secondary education degree certification. It's essentially a double major for the credits and the work. And of course, Abby's been an excellent student, excelled in her classes and high GPA and all that. But it's her other qualities that really distinguish her. I've had the pleasure of having Abby in 2 courses. And both I and her professors in other courses have pointed to that her work is characterized by completeness, clarity, organization, attention to detail. Cindy Altamari is her advisor in the education department, and she's cited reflection and the ability to ask questions among Abby's greatest strengths, and I've certainly seen that in class. Her questions are always about going deeper with regard to learning. But actually, Cindy's remarks were on the flip side because Abby is doing student teaching this semester. And she spent her ability for reflection and also to craft questions is now being directed towards her own teaching and the ability to ask questions of her students that lead them to deeper learning. By all accounts, Abby's shown great enthusiasm, dedication, and professionalism as a teacher. Abby's also been doing research this past year, investigating and synthesizing two major lines of research in mathematics education: gender differences in mathematics learning and project-based approaches in addressing those differences. Here's what her research advisor, Susan Gray, has had to say about working with Abby. Abby has a passion for teaching and a well-developed intuitive sense of how to engage all levels of students in the mathematics classroom. She exceeded expectations for her research project, no surprise. Her maturity of understanding of the important issues addressed in her research places her way ahead of a typical beginning teacher in the development of her expertise. I am certain that she'll make a fabulous mathematics teacher and contribute significantly to her students' intellectual development. It's my great pleasure to give you this award for outstanding math students.
Many congratulations. We move now to the Department of Political Science and our chair, Dr. Brian Duff.
All right, I'd like to invite Cameron to the stage. So there's a lot of famous quotes about politics, but one that comes to mind when I was thinking about Cameron, and no one knows who said it, it was Voltaire maybe, or Patrick Henry. But he said, "I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." And it made me think of Cameron because I almost never agree with what Cameron has to say. And the nice part is he'll just say it anyway. He doesn't give a crap. So I don't have to defend him, or none of that death stuff is ever going to come up. He's just going to keep saying what he thinks. It's beautiful. And, so even though we don't always agree, I can't deny Cameron's got a real passion for politics, a real interest in ideas, and having him around the 4 years has really enlivened the department and our classes. And it all has culminated in a really terrific senior thesis, which he defended a few days ago. And what he did is he looked at the Islamic State, but he looked at it from the perspective of sort of like theories of state formation, and dug deep into these theories, to medieval political theory, into sort of modern developments in the field. And he looked at what is a really complex, difficult, emotional topic, and he looked at it with like great clarity and really, really added some insight to the topic. And by the end, I think I agreed with his argument. So anyway, it's a real pleasure, and congratulations to Cameron. There you go.
Thank you, sir. You got everything? It seems so long ago, but in the fall, Dr. Duff and I actually portrayed Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump in a mock presidential debate that the political scientists put together. I won't tell you who I played or who he played. So next, please welcome Dr. Patricia Long from our Department of Psychology.
Hi, welcome to everyone. I'm in the Department of Psychology, and we are lucky to house 3 majors, so I'm going to be giving 3 awards tonight. First, I'd like to welcome to the stage the recipient of our Outstanding Student in Animal Behavior, Jessica Kane. Jess has been an active research member with Dr. Teresa Javajinsky in the Fish Behavior Lab since she was a freshman. As a result of that work, she already has 2 publications, has an additional accepted publication on which she's a first author in press, and is working on a 4th manuscript on which she will also be a first author, which is a pretty amazing list of accomplishments for an undergraduate. Jess is a Goldwater Scholar Honorable Mention. She was selected for the Council of Undergraduate Research Posters on the Hill event when she was a sophomore. She won the Best Poster Presentation at the UNE Research and Scholarship Symposium twice during her time here at UNE, and she's a board member of the on-campus Honeybee Conservation Club. We're very happy to have her receive this award. Next, I'd like to name the recipient of our outstanding student in the neuroscience major, Annie McGregor. Annie is a double major studying both neuroscience and medical biology. She's not only completed this very complex double major, but also has shown a strong commitment to research during the time she's been here at UNE, working with both Drs. Colin Willis and Dr. Ling Cao in the College of Medicine. Her work with them has resulted in a presentation at the national meeting of the Society for Neuroscience and in a publication in the Journal of Pharmacology and Experimental Therapeutics. Annie's activities at UNE are also broad, not just in the research area. She has spent a significant amount of time introducing potential students to our university community, working with the admissions department and doing tour guiding, which is a pretty demanding job and one we really appreciate. She served as the co-president of the Rotaract Club, and she's volunteered at Maine General Medical Center. Congratulations. I would also like to invite the recipient of our Psychology Outstanding Student Award winner, Benjamin Katz. Ben is also an excellent scholar, an excellent representative of our department. He joined the research team of Dr. Jennifer Stiegler-Balfour as a freshman. And then in the sophomore year, I was lucky enough to have him join my research team, so I've had the opportunity to get to know Ben very well over his time here. Given the quality of his work, Ben became the senior leader of the research team working with me and has taken on the role of essentially organizing the team and mentoring new students. Really was able to take on a lot of responsibilities that undergraduates aren't typically sort of ready and prepared for. Based on his research here at UNE, he has presented 17 different posters and paper presentations at a variety of local, state, regional, and national conferences, and he currently has 2 manuscripts in preparation for publication. Ben's activities are also sort of widespread, far beyond just the research lab. He completed an internship with the National Alliance on Mental Illness. He has served as a teaching assistant for the psychological statistics course for 2 years, and he served as the president of our psychology club. Ben's accomplishments have been noted before. He's received induction into 2 different honor societies with Alpha Chi, which is the National College Honor Society, and Psi Chi, which is the National Honor Society in Psychology. He's been nominated for the Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. He was awarded 3 summer research experience grants for over 3 different summers, which allowed him to really further expand his research activities. And he has previously received the Outstanding Student Award from the Department of Society, Culture, and Languages. He received that when he was a freshman. Sort of topping off the list, certainly not the least, Ben also received the Honorary Undergraduate Scholar Award from the New England Psychological Association. Congratulations, Ben.
Thank you so much. I think that I think Ben is one of triplets, because there's quite literally not a day that I don't see him about 10 times. So I don't know how he manages to do it unless he's actually one of more. So with that, I welcome Dr. Sam McReynolds from the Department of Society, Culture, and Languages. Thank you.
The winner of this year's award is Melissa Clem. Melissa? It's a real pleasure to give the award to Melissa. I first met her actually when she applied for a work-study job. And I met her and I thought there was something special about her. After a week or two, I knew I was wrong. There was really many things that were special about her. She's an exceptional student, person. There are just so many things. She's a double major in psychology and in sociology. She is the first student in our department to get a SURE grant for the summer. And she worked on the islands of Maine last summer, where we attempted to interview over 5,000 residents, in person 80 people, did a lot of work from that, and her senior thesis is based on that. And instead of giving me a senior thesis, we've raised the bar a little. I changed the rules midstream and said the requirement she had to submit to a professional journal. And that will happen next week, and I'm pretty confident it will get published. But Melissa is more than just a good student. She's been my salvation. I taught methods last year for the first time, and Lord knows I needed help. Don't shake your heads, my students out there. And Melissa was my tutor, not for the students, but for me. She was the TA for the students. She's the TA again this year, a TA in my theory class. She has done so many things and so exceptionally well that I just can't say enough. It really has been a pleasure in working with Melissa, and I'm anxious to see where she goes, because there really is no limit. She's been accepted into all the programs she's applied to, and see if I can get this right, clinical mental health, and she will probably attend Husson in the fall, which is great because I'm going to continue to drag her in to do research with me while she's here. Without further ado, let me give this to Melissa.
Our final department or program award this evening comes from our Women in Gender Studies program, and so I'll introduce both people who will be joining us, which are Brian Duff, whom you've seen before, and Associate Professor of Psychology, Julie Peterson.
I'll go. Okay, so Jessica Meter. Come on up, Meter. Jessica, at least I thought for tonight, man, there's a lot of well-rounded students, but I do think Jessica might be the most well-rounded student on campus, and this award proves it in a way. You know, Jessica is known on campus for being great at certain things. First of all, she's a great chemist, and she's so great, in fact, that she was the co-author of a journal article with Professor Amy DeVue, which I believe they were like finding algae right here in Biddeford and using it to fight off superbacteria. Am I getting it somewhat right, I think? So she published that research. She also presented that research in Washington, D.C. at Posters on the Hill, which is an incredibly competitive program. Only 60 students are invited from around the nation. She explained her research in person to Senators King and Senator Collins. I don't think they've gotten around to funding it better or anything like that, but she tried. Jessica is also a great soccer player. She was captain of the team this year. I've seen her play. She hustles. She likes to score goals, but she gets back on D. It's impressive. She works at a pizza place. She's tutoring students right after this speech. I'm told, and I'm not making this up, that she's really good at navigating large cities. I was told that. So everyone knows her for these things. She has a secret talent that no one knows about, which is she's fantastic at feminist theory. It's really true. She took a few of my classes, and she really stood out. First of all, for laughing at my jokes, like really laughing, which I appreciated a lot. But also, she was constantly posing these insightful questions, and she really improved the whole conversation in the class. And then she wrote these papers that she was taking on really difficult theorists who were taking on really difficult problems. And she just wrote these clear, insightful, fantastic papers. So, she's really enlivened the college in many ways, and certainly my classes in women's studies here at UNE. So congratulations, Jessica.
All right, so I am happy to present the last departmental award. Though you guys might be happier than I am. Right, to be wrapping this up, maybe. So I would like to present this award to Allison Simons. You want to come on up, Allie? So in the Women and Gender Studies program, we present 2 awards, one for an outstanding student, and the other one is our activism award. I think it's worth noting that Allie is not a senior. She is actually a junior, but has done so much activism and has really galvanized the program in ways that we did not anticipate, that we thought she was worthy of this award even as a junior. So just to give you a little bit of history, not too much, in 1886, Jessica Cox Henderson organized a protest against women students' status as second-class citizens at what was then the Westbrook Seminary and Female College. And so in that vein, the Jessica Cox Henderson Activism Award recognizes a student who not only studies, but uses that knowledge for action. As a psychology major, a women and gender studies minor, a student researcher, and the co-chair of the Women and Gender Studies Club, Allie absolutely exhibits this fundamental link between knowledge and activism. Allie has been instrumental in organizing campus-wide events and mobilizing students to action with her enthusiasm for women and gender-related issues. Allie has, as my colleagues, Dr. Christina Pedram, if she's still here, says, you've breathed life into the Women and Gender Studies Club. She has really reinvigorated this club on campus and outside of campus as well. She has promoted and organized events like Professors Talk Sex, Busting Sexual Stereotypes, Radical Feminist Film Night, among more to come in the few short weeks of the semester. She also organized a group of students to march at the Boston Women's March for America. I could say so much more about Allie. She is a student in my research lab as well, and she is extremely bright, extremely dedicated, extremely motivated. She is smart, she is thoughtful, she is a natural leader, and she's committed to applying her education to advancing women's rights. So Allie, I am so honored to give you this award.
Congratulations to all of the program award recipients. You are truly a special, tremendous group. And every year I hear from our faculty how difficult it is to choose an award, a single award winner. So it is truly a special honor. UNE's faculty, staff, and students do so many extraordinary things that it actually takes multiple awards ceremonies to recognize them all. And the undergraduate student government here at UNE holds its major award ceremonies earlier. In fact, it was held last Sunday on April 30th. And you can see in your programs the awards that were given out on that day. One of their awards, however, is particularly special and is saved for presentation at tonight's ceremony. And as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, I'm especially pleased to tell you about the Deborah J. Summers Award for Teaching Excellence. A strong faculty is at the heart of why and how students learn and thrive in their college experience. Their scholarship must be ever current and knowledge of their field unimpeachable. In teaching, however, scholarship and knowledge may be the easy part. A teacher must also instill passion in his or her students and reach them on many levels to inspire them to excel. Deborah Summers was such a professor. She taught in the business department here at UNE and sadly died in an accident in 1997. The award, created by students and named for Deborah Summers, is given to the professor who has inspired and motivated students to realize their full potential. Undergraduate students across the Biddeford campus submit nominations. Nominees submit personal statements, and an undergraduate student government committee selects the recipient. Before I welcome our presenter, I just want to say, especially to all you families, there's nothing we take more seriously than teaching here at UNE. So to acknowledge and recognize the Deborah Summers Award every year is truly a special occasion. So with that, I re-welcome Jessica Colpoys, President of the Undergraduate Student Government, to the podium to present this most special award.
Hello, and thank you, Dean Hay. So as she said, the Deborah J. Summers Award is given to a full-time professor who has inspired and motivated students to realize their full potential. All professors nominated have been involved in many areas on campus, both in and outside of the classroom. They have helped to make the college experience enjoyable and have set an excellent example for all members of the university. The recipient of this award is Jennifer Gunderman King. Unfortunately, she was unable to attend today, but I'd still like to say a few words about it. Oh, perfect. Come on up. As a professor here, she always brings real-life data, examples, and her latest project to her students on a daily basis. In her classes, she shares real-life stories about her time working for the state of Maine and how she applied the concepts taught in the classroom to make the community a healthier place to live. She not only teaches students a strong academic background, but also gives them the ability to apply that knowledge. In her most recent global endeavor, she led a team of 4 UNE students to Greece to support refugees living in camps. During this trip, she showed compassion, selflessness, resilient optimism, and dedication to everyone that the team encountered. Under her leadership, the team planted a garden, taught a class, renovated classroom space, and of course, spent quality time with the refugees. She was always willing to lend a helping hand for the community. As one student said, she is someone I aspire to emulate in my life's work. I am honored and humbled to present the Deborah J. Summers Award for Teaching Excellence to Jennifer Gunderman King.
Many congratulations. The time has arrived to present the University Awards to undergraduate and graduate students for excellence in academics, leadership service to UNE and the greater communities, sportsmanship, accomplishments in the global arena, and research. Nominations for many of these awards are submitted by faculty and staff. Nominees in certain categories are asked to complete an award profile for review by an award selection committee of administrators and faculty. To have been nominated for any of these awards is an honor in itself, so congratulations to all the nominees who are listed in your program. I believe I saw Jack. Is he here? So we begin with the Scholar Athlete Awards. Oh, he's right in front of me. Please welcome Jack McDonald, Vice President for Student Engagement, who will now present the Scholar Athlete Awards. Welcome, Jack.
Thank you very much, Jean. And before I begin, I really do want to sincere congratulations to all the award winners, your parents and families, professors and staff. It really is quite a special honor. I also want to give a quick little shout out here as we come down to the the back nine of our award ceremony tonight to Dean Hay and her staff and Student Affairs, Jen and Diane, for all the great jobs they've done tonight. There's so much work that goes into these great awards events. I would like to honor our senior scholar athletes. One of them is not with us tonight. We did have a tie in the women's senior scholar athlete. And Taylor Langevin, Littlefield Langevin, she finished her program in 3.5 years. And she's down in North Carolina with her husband who's in the service. But she's going to be returning with us as she enters the College of Osteopathic Medicine later this summer. But Taylor was a senior scholar athlete in our conference. She completed her coursework early past December. As I mentioned, she's been the Dean's List student every term and is a member of the Chi Alpha Sigma National College Athlete Honor Society, the Alpha Chi National Honor Society, the CCC Academic All-Conference Team, and so much more. So let's give a little shout out to Taylor for her great honor. And with us tonight, we'll start with the women, Jocelyn Davey, who's here with us. And I think she would have much rather been out at practice this afternoon getting ready for the CCC semifinal Women's Lacrosse Championship. And our coach, Sue Esterbrook, just arrived just in time for the award. But Jocelyn will be graduating summa cum laude with a degree in applied science and a member of the Chi Alpha Sigma National Honor Society for Athletes. In 2015, she was elected as an undergraduate research fellow in UNE Motion Analysis Lab and studied muscle activation patterns in children. Davey was also chosen as the principal investigator on a hydration study. Her findings from the study will be submitted for a publication in May. So let's congratulate Jocelyn Davey. We'll do together. Our male scholar athlete, Eric Holmquist, member of our men's soccer team. Eric was the CCC senior scholar athlete, and he's a medical biology major and a 3-time academic all-conference selection. Away from the pitch, Holmquist is a medical biology major and has been Dean List students in every semester. He is a member of the Chi Alpha Sigma National College Athlete Honor Society, as well as the Alpha Chi National Honor Society and the CCDC All-Academic Conference Team. In addition to that, Eric spends time in the residence halls as a resident assistant. So let's give a big round of applause to Jocelyn and Eric.
Jocelyn and Eric, later you can tell us when you sleep. So I'd like to ask Eric Zilo to come to the podium while I talk about the next award, which is our Experiential Education Award, which is fairly new. The Experiential Education Award was created by the Offices of Student Internships, Global Education, and Service Learning. It honors a student or students who have pursued and achieved diverse academic experiences pertinent to their liberal arts education, including internships, civic engagement, research, and global education. So I re-welcome Dr. Zilo.
All right, if Jasmine Ireland could join me on the stage. So you've met Jasmine earlier. I'll say a few other things about her. As I mentioned earlier, she's interested in a career in veterinary medicine, which she is going to be pursuing in the years to come. And she is one of the most methodical people that I've ever met in piecing together exactly how to go about that and what steps to take. Determining, for example, that the Army Reserves were going to be one avenue that she could utilize, and enjoying well, I don't know if enjoying is quite the right word, but spending 1.25 semesters in Hawaii developing the necessary skills that she would need for her service. Earning academic achievement awards as part of her reservist position, which comes with medals and exciting things like this. Here at UNE, in addition to being an exemplary scholar, and every professor that I speak with talks about her achievements in their classes, so this is not just history where her skills are most noted. She has, I lost my train of thought here. Boy, I lost my train of thought. That's embarrassing. Yes, she has served on 2 separate occasions as a writing fellow, assisting other students in their writing skill development in 2 separate classes, including her work in the museum class, which led to this other things. And she's studied abroad on 3 separate occasions, or taken 3 separate trips, including one with me and 2 other faculty members to London, in which she became something of a leader on the trip, despite being merely at that point a freshman. Jasmine has been a pleasure to work with over the years, and it is my pleasure to give her this award.
Thank you much. Thank you very much. I welcome Emily Dragon, Director of the Global Education Program, to the stage to give out the Global Education Award, which was created to honor any undergraduate who has demonstrated an exemplary commitment to global citizenship by participating in UNE global education programs. Thank you, Emily.
Congratulations to all of the Global Education Award nominees and to all of you in the audience who are graduating who have participated in a global program. And just looking around, there's so many of you here tonight. This year's award winner is a student who has taken advantage of multiple global programs by spending 2 different semesters abroad and also participating in a faculty-led travel course. She first studied abroad at our Tangier campus for the spring 2015 semester, and upon her return decided to change her major to educational studies in order to pursue her newfound interest in working in and someday managing an international school. This past January, she was part of the first ever UNE group to travel to Cuba as part of a global citizenship program. And merely days after returning home from Cuba, she got back on a plane to fly back to Morocco to finish her final semester at UNE at the Tangier campus. This time, in addition to all of her coursework, she's an intern at the American School of Tangier, which is a K-12 institution. As part of this culminating experience, she's applying the knowledge she's learned in her education classes, her personal experiences living abroad, and her skills honed from leadership positions at UNE, where she's been a peer mentor, an orientation leader, a tour guide, and a building manager. As an educational intern, this student has already made her mark in the school community in Morocco, and the head of school tells me that everybody has enjoyed and appreciated working with her these past months. She's assisting teachers and students in the classroom and during after-school programs. She helps coach the swim club. She facilitates field trips, and she's been charged with developing a research-based 21st century middle school philosophy, including plans for its implementation next year. Perhaps the most telling of the positive impact that she's had on the community is that by early February, at the request of parents and teachers, she's already joined the PTA. It's past midnight in Tangier, and she's over there on the phone, Skyping in to receive this award, and we're fortunate to have her mother and sister over here in the audience. I am thrilled, beyond thrilled, to present the 2017 Global Education Award to Ariel Raincourt. Hi, Ariel, I hope you can hear me. The world needs more people like Ariel to advocate for the importance of cultural diversity and understanding in classrooms all across the globe.
Thank you. I'm waving to Ariel. That's wonderful. I now welcome Professor Jennifer Stigler-Balfour to the stage. She will give the Community Service Award, which is presented to a Biddeford campus undergraduate student who has demonstrated exemplary commitment to service to others in the university and greater community.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce Abby LaChance as the winner of the Community Service Award. Abby, do you want to come? So Abby has been a tremendous leader at UNE and the community and has also excelled both in the classroom and as a scholar. Abby is a psychology major and a women's and gender studies minor. I've had the pleasure of having Abby in several of my classes, and she also works in my lab, and she's a terrific student. She consistently excels in all of her work and serves as a role model for other students. Her high GPA has earned her a spot on the Dean's List each semester since enrolling at UNE. While Abby is a wonderful student, her true passion is in contributing to the UNE community and beyond. Abby has been volunteering at Caring Unlimited, which is an emergency shelter for women in Sanford, Maine. Abby volunteers for the 24-hour hotline there, taking calls of women who have experienced traumatic events such as domestic violence, and she serves as a tremendous resource helping these women to get back on their feet. It's obvious that Abby is not only very good at what she does, but she also feels very passionate about helping women better their lives. Additionally, Abby has also been involved in the Psych-Hi Honor Society here on the campus, and she took on a leadership role as the president last year. And as the faculty advisor of Psych-Hi, I can tell you firsthand that she's done some great things since taking over as the president of this honor society. Abby's also organized various campus events, including the Relay for Life event, which is held annually and raises money for the American Cancer Society. And those are just some of the contributions that Abby has made in this community. Abby is a bright young woman who's dedicated to learning both in the classroom and the community, and she's very deserving of this award. Congratulations, Abby.
Congratulations. Now I ask Richard Anderson Martinez, who's our Director of Intercultural Student Engagement, to present the Student Leader Award, which recognizes a commitment to excellence that results in positive change in the university community. Thank you, Richard.
Hello. I have the honor tonight to present the Student Leader Award to Ashley Tula. Ashley, if you could please join me on stage. I first met Ashley 4 years ago when I was an area coordinator and she was just a baby student living in Siena Hall. Since then, I've changed job titles and she's grown into a successful, mature, and responsible person, not just a student. I've had the ability to, again, be her AC. I've had the ability to advise her in 2 different capacities, supervise her, be a mentor, and at times I've been a student when Ashley has taught me things. But it's not just a resume, right? It's just not a long resume. She's had a tremendous impact on the peers around her, on the staff and the faculty that come across her path. And I couldn't be more thrilled to recognize her with the Student Leader Award tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations. We now move to the Graduate Student Awards for Excellence in Research and Teaching, and I welcome Dr. Jeffrey Ganter and Dr. Barry Costa-Pierce, who doesn't look ready, but he's on my list here. And Carrie Byron, Dr. Carrie Byron, from the Department of Marine Science and Department of Biology to present these awards. Sorry, Carrie.
So I was told I could only speak 3 lines. But if I had 3,000 lines, it would not be enough space to say all the reasons I admire this year's recipient of the Graduate Student Award for Excellence in Research, Courtney Brand. You want to come up? So, Courtney's a master's student in my lab, just finishing her first year of doing that. Chronic pain is a huge problem in our country. It affects 1 in 3 people and costs us over $600 billion a year. And Courtney is using the powerful genetic toolkit of the fruit fly, Drosophila melanogaster, to probe the mysterious depths of this huge problem of chronic pain. She has already mastered challenging techniques in my lab. She's one of maybe 12 or 13 people in the whole world who can test a fruit fly for allodynia. She has helped other students in my lab. She's a mentor in training of an undergraduate student, Giselle Dion, in my lab, accomplishing the development of a new technique to assess the effects of thermal injuries. And she has, when one of our previous manuscripts got stalled in a review at a high-profile journal, I went to Courtney to help bail out her predecessors. When I need something done and done right, I go to Courtney, and I know it's gonna happen, and promptly as well. So Courtney recently traveled with me and my students to San Diego, where Courtney presented the results of her project so far, and she has identified a novel target for potential new non-opioid medications to relieve chronic pain. Hopefully we'll see that on the market in, I don't know, 20 years maybe. And no doubt by this time next year she'll be the first author of her own first author journal article on that topic. So again, I don't have enough words to thank you, Courtney, for all you've done for us. She's my right hand, she's my left hand person because I'm a lefty. So thank you, Courtney.
Now Dr. Byron will present the Graduate Student Award for Teaching.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor to be able to be here with all of you to present the Graduate Student Award for Excellence in Teaching to Mrs. Amelia Weissman. Some of us know her as Amy Smith. Please come up. We demand a lot from our graduate student teaching assistants here. And I had the pleasure of working with Amy in our MAR 250 Marine Biology course. And as a relatively new professor here at UNE, I really looked to Amy actually for some guidance. And I would say we worked together more as collaborators and partners. And assistant is not the proper title here. She really was a graduate student instructor. Amy demonstrated leadership not only in the classroom with command of content and her rapport with the students, but also outside of the classroom as well, behind the scenes, really working to improve the course for future years as well. And so I'm very honored to be able to present this award to Amy tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I now invite Associate Dean Charles Tilburg, who's also our Director of Undergraduate Research in the College of Arts and Sciences, to the podium to present our Research and Scholarship Awards. Thank you, Charles.
So thank you, Dean Hay. So the University of New England is committed to offering unusual opportunities to undergraduate students to work closely with faculty and conduct research in a wide variety of disciplines in the sciences and the arts. The next two awards honor the most accomplished students in their research activities in their chosen disciplines. And before I tell you about these two students, I want you to think about all the fantastic researchers that you've heard over the last hour, hour and a half, and to think that these were the two that we have chosen as the best undergraduate researchers within the university. So the first one is Stephanie Ostrowski, who is the winner of the Outstanding Research Scholar in Medicine and Public Health. And So Stephanie is an applied exercise student who has worked with Michael Lawrence in the Motion Analysis Laboratory for the last 2 years. She's received 2 Westbrook College of Health Profession summer undergraduate research fellowships, as well as the New England chapter of the American College of Sports Medicine undergraduate research grant. She's presented her work at several conferences and was selected to present her work at the national meeting of the American College of Sports Medicine. She is the primary author on a scientific article entitled Effect of an Unstable Load on Primary and Stabilizing Muscles During the Bench Press, has co-authored another, and is presenting work on a third. She has managed to accomplish all of this while participating as a collegiate athlete, as a gymnast, and a cross-country runner. I am honored and privileged to present the award for the Outstanding Research and Scholar in Medicine and Public Health to Stephanie Ostrowski. The second award is for the Outstanding Research Scholar in the Natural Sciences, and this award goes to Gwendolyn Pelletier. So Gwendolyn, please come up here. Gwen is a marine science student who has excelled since the first day that she set foot on campus. Recruited to Dr. Marcus Frederick's laboratory as a first-year student, Gwen has spent the last 4 years designing experiments, fixing things that Marcus has broken, and generally excelling in every aspect of her research. Her work is focused on the effect of gradual coloration change on the stress tolerance of green crabs. She's been awarded an American Physiological Society Fellowship, and I'd like to say this is only one of 24 throughout the United States that is given annually, so she's only one of 24 that have won this. She has also won a Maine Space Grant Consortium Fellowship. She's presented at national meetings in Boston, Portland, Maine, Portland, Oregon, and New Orleans. She's a co-author on 1 peer-reviewed scientific publication, and she's working on 2 more. And I quote her nominator and supervisor, who said, "She is clearly one of our research superstars." So I'm honored to present the award for Outstanding Research and Scholar in the Natural Sciences to Gwendolyn Pelletier.
Thank you, Dr. Tilburg. We now move to the Academic Excellence Awards, where we honor students who have excelled in academic performance and demonstrated a balanced commitment to their collegiate experience through their involvement in leadership and service. And we have an award for the sophomore academic excellence and the junior, and I'm going to introduce both of those presenters at the same time. First, for the sophomore, Dr. Jennifer Stigler-Balfour will return to the stage, and then Dr. James Sulikowski, professor in marine science, for the juniors.
Hello again. So I'm delighted to introduce Ellie Layton as the winner of the Sophomore Award for Academic Excellence. If Ellie would like to come up here. So as an undergraduate psychology major, researcher, and UNE community member, Ellie has demonstrated a commitment to academic excellence at UNE and beyond. Ellie is an outstanding student. I'm currently having the pleasure of having Ellie in one of my courses, and she's an absolute joy to have in class. She consistently excels in all of her work, and it's obvious that such high academic performance is not unusual for Ellie. Her high academic performance has secured her a place on the Dean's List each semester that she's been enrolled at UNE. And Ellie's performance in the classroom has been matched by her exceptional contributions in the research arena. Ellie began working in my lab during her first semester here at UNE in fall 2015. And she's excelled in the lab so much these past months that she's scheduled to present at a research conference this fall. And she was also a recipient of one of the SURE fellowships, which will allow her to stay here during the summer and work with me in my research lab during the summer. I've been deeply impressed by Ellie's ability to understand the bigger picture of research and contributing meaningfully to new research ideas, even though she's only been here for such a short period of time. She's always eager to learn more and often takes the initiative to take on more responsibilities, even more than what I ask her already to do in the lab. While Ellie is a top performer in the classroom and lab, she's also very passionate about contributing to the UNE community. Ellie is involved in several activities. I'm only going to give you 2 examples. She's an active member of the Psychology Club, and she was also recently inducted into the Psych-Hi Honor Society, and she's going to be taking on the role of the president of the chapter here at UNE, and I already look forward to see what she's going to do as the president next year. Ellie is an intelligent young woman. She's highly motivated and dedicated to learning in the classroom, lab, and community, which makes it a perfect candidate for the Sophomore Award. Congratulations, Ellie.
All right, I don't get an introduction. That's all right. Oh, he did? I wasn't paying attention.
Once again,
Sorry.
Dr.
No, I'm
James
just kidding.
Silikowski.
Just kidding. Anyhow, all right, Kayla, where are you? Come on up here. All right. I hope this was a secret. I tried to keep it a secret. Did you know? Okay, good. It was a secret. What can I say about Kayla? She's kind of an anomaly. She, if you look at her academic sort of standing, she's actually, I think, supposed to have graduated like 2 years ago because she's so far ahead in her credits. But she's been perfect here at UNE. She's a marine science major. She's a math minor. She's on the swim team, and she's heavily involved in the research in my lab. And dedicated quite a bit of time to that. And one of her sort of projects that she's focused on now, which she's won 2 SURE awards for to stay here during the summer, which is great because she's phenomenal in just about everything she does, is that she's trying to age this one species of fish, the monkfish. It's ugly, it's terrible looking, but it is the most important finfish we have in New England. And amazingly, no one has been able to do this research here in New England. It's been failed master's projects, failed PhD projects. So there's lots of pressure, okay, on you to do this. But she's just a student to sort of work through this, and some of her alternative techniques and strategies that she's come up with are actually starting to pay off, and it looks like they're going to work. So we're looking forward to this summer because it's going to be exciting, and I know she's going to pull it through and save the fishery and do a lot of cool stuff. So here's to Kayla.
Thank you, Dr. Silikowski, and congratulations. So we now have arrived to Best Film. You've all stayed and waited. And our final and highest honor is our Jack Downs Award for Academic Excellence. And it's presented to the outstanding senior who has excelled in academic accomplishment, leadership, and citizenship. And I'm going to read the names of the nominees and ask them to stand. And I want you to hold your applause for a moment. Jessica Colpoys, Tori Dennis, Christina Claire George, Sydney Helmbrecht, Jessica Kane, and Zoe Roberts. No, stay standing for a minute. It is quite literally impossible to say in words what these people have contributed to our community. We don't know what we will do without you. And I know it's the end of the evening, but it just puts a lump in my throat to see these young people who are so extraordinary, and they've just changed our lives and our community for the better. I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and we'll miss you terribly. And with that, I would like to welcome Dr. Samuel McReynolds, Chair of the Department of Society, Culture, and Languages, to make the award. Thank you, Sam.
The winner of this year's award is Christina Claire Georges. Christina, come on down. Yeah, I know. Come on, Christina Claire, you have to listen to me one more time. Christina Claire came to us 4 years ago from Trinidad and Tobago. I think she got off the wrong plane, walked into Maine and saw something she had never seen, and she turned it into her oyster. She made UNE hers. Christina Claire is not only a sociology major, she's minoring in both political science and environmental studies. In my 26 years of teaching, she stands out as being one of the most outstanding students and people I've taught. When she first appeared at my door in the first year, I was immediately struck by her intellect, her capacity to engage in complex theory, and above all, her remarkable writing skills. As other professors in our department have noted, she is a very talented writer. She is a very talented sociologist and simply a great person. She has the ability to synthesize and integrate theory and data in an organized and compelling way. And all the instructors in our department have noted that when she comes into the class, we are excited because you know you're going to get someone who's going to help carry the class. She's currently working on her senior thesis, which focuses on the functions of obesity, and she's using functionalist theory. And I have to pause for a moment while my heart settles down. I teach theory, and this is the first student I've ever had who's had the gall to try and do a theory paper, and she's done it better than I could. Really exceptional work. And we're going to publish that in a journal as well because I think it's really exceptional work, it's cutting edge work, and it really is something that should be seen. Beyond her intellectual strengths, Christina has a very strong social skills and has a very strong social conscience and is mature beyond her years. She's a serious young woman, though she has a wonderful sense of humor, and I will certainly miss your sense of humor. You're one of the few that laugh and get my jokes. She's also adventurous, well-traveled. She spent her spring semester last year in England, where she also did her internship at the University of Westminster. More recently, and there seems to be a trend here, she was one of the students who went to Cuba. And having a chance to enjoy and experience Cuba with her is really exceptional. And so there's so many more things I could say about Christina Claire. But I'm just going to end up saying she's a real special student who clearly and totally deserves this award. I'm not sure who else's notes I'm taking. Yeah, those are important things. I'll leave the notes.
I'm so proud of you. Christina caught my eye when she came on campus as a first year, and I've just so appreciated and enjoyed her since. She's brought so much to our community. So many congratulations, and to all of the nominees. In fact, I would like to ask all the nominees and all tonight's awardees to stand one last time for a final congratulations. We are so proud of you. You make us better people. You're contributing to the betterment of our culture, our society. You make UNE a better place. Thank you, families, friends, supporters, faculty, and staff. Please eat lots of sweets on your way out. Thank you so much, and good night.